Imagine living your entire life in a golden cage. You're young, beautiful, taken from your home because the emperor heard you were stunning. You're dressed in silk, fed the finest food, surrounded by luxury most people could only dream of. But you're not allowed to leave. You're not allowed to love anyone else. You're not allowed to have a family, a future, or even hope. And the man who owns you? He has 10,000 women just like you. Most of you will grow old and die without him ever knowing your name, without him ever touching you, without him ever even seeing your face. This isn't some dark fantasy. This is real history. This is the harem of Emperor Wu of Jin, and it was hell disguised as paradise. Picture China in the late 200s AD. The Three Kingdoms period, Wei Shu Wu, has torn the land apart for decades. Blood, betrayal, legendary battles. Romance of the Three Kingdoms stuff. And out of that chaos rises one man. Sima Yan, grandson of the cunning Sima Ji, son of Sima Zhao. He's brilliant, ruthless. And in 265 he does the unthinkable. He forces the last Wei emperor to abdicate and declares himself Emperor Wu of the Jin Dynasty. For the first time in generations, China has a chance to be whole again, and Sima Yan delivers. In 280 AD, his armies crush eastern Wu. The last rival kingdom falls. Sun Hao, the defeated Wu emperor, surrenders in chains. China is unified. Fireworks, celebrations, parades. The hero emperor has done it. And then he walks into Sun Hao's palace in Jianyan, sees the harem. Sun Hao already had thousands of women. Sources say over 5,000 palace ladies alone. Sima Yan doesn't free them. He doesn't send them home. He picks the most beautiful ones, 5,000 of them, and ships them north to his capital in Luoyang. He adds them to his existing harem. Now the total is over 10,000 women. 10,000. Think about that number. That's not a harem. That's a small city of women, all belonging to one man. He even makes it illegal for teenage girls across the empire to get married until his officials have gone through and selected the prettiest ones for him first. Officials' daughters? Prime targets. One minister begged him to let his daughter marry her fiancé. Sima Yan refused. She went to the palace instead. Another official hid his daughters. They were found and taken anyway. Now close your eyes and picture the inner palace in Luoyang. Endless corridors of red pillars and golden roofs. Thousands of separate apartments, eunuchs everywhere, and inside 10,000 women ranked by beauty, age, talent. Some are as young as 13 when they arrive. They will never leave these walls alive unless the emperor dies first. Most of them will never be touched. Because even an emperor can't sleep with 10,000 women. So how did he choose? He didn't. He let a goat decide. Yeah, you heard that right. Sima Yan had a special little cart made. Small, luxurious, pulled by a single goat. Every night he wanted company, he'd climb into this cart and let the goat wander through the harem quarters. Wherever the goat stopped to rest or eat, that's whose door he went through. That's who got the emperor that night. At first, it probably seemed fair. Random. No favoritism from scheming eunuchs who could be bribed. But the women figured it out fast. Goats love bamboo leaves. Goats love salt. So the smart ones, the desperate ones, started laying trails of bamboo leaves to their doors, sprinkling salt on the ground outside their apartments. Some even soaked bamboo stalks in salty water and stuck them in the ground like little goat traps. Suddenly, the random goat wasn't random anymore. The clever, ruthless, or just lucky women got visited again and again. They got pregnant. They gave birth to princes and princesses. Their families rose in power. Their sons would one day command armies. The others? The ones whose doors the goat never stopped at? They waited, year after year after year. Some waited 20 years, 30 years. They watched their beauty fade in bronze mirrors. Watched younger girls arrive to replace them in the rankings. They weren't allowed books that might make them too intelligent. Weren't allowed to leave. Weren't allowed boyfriends, husbands, children unless the emperor chose them. Many went slowly mad from loneliness. Some hanged themselves with silk belts. Some threw themselves into palace wells. Their deaths were hushed up, just another nameless palace lady gone. And the emperor? He was drowning in it. Historical records say he barely left the inner palace in his later years. State affairs? Let the ministers handle it. He had 10,000 women to enjoy. He died at just 54 years old. Worn out, some whisper, from too many nights and too many beds. He knew it was destroying everything. On his deathbed, he reportedly told his ministers, "I have too many women. Do not let my son have so many." But it was too late. Because those 10,000 women had given him dozens of sons. And every single one of those sons was now a prince with land, soldiers, and ambition. 8 years after Sima Yan died, his sons started killing each other. The War of the Eight Princes. 8 of his relatives with massive armies tore the Jin dynasty apart in a civil war that lasted 15 years. Millions died. Cities burned. The empire fractured. And while the princes slaughtered each other, the northern barbarian tribes saw their chance. They poured across the border. The Wuhu uprising. The Jin capital Luoyang fell. The next emperor was captured and later poisoned. The following emperor was executed. The Jin royal family fled south in panic, abandoning half of China forever. The great unification that Sima Yan achieved lasted exactly 21 years after his death. All because one man couldn't control his desire for more women, more beauty, more pleasure. He conquered China, but he was conquered by his own lust. And 10,000 women paid the price with their entire lives. Some of them never even learned his real name. So next time someone romanticizes ancient harems, the silk, the luxury, the power, remember this story. Remember the goat wandering through endless corridors. Remember the trails of salt and bamboo leaves laid by desperate hands. Remember the women who grew old staring at walls, waiting for a man who never came, ultimate power? Or the loneliest prison ever built? Let me know what you think in the comments. Was Sima Yan a monster? A tragic figure? Or just human weakness on a terrifying scale? If this story hit you hard, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because next, we're diving into something even darker. You won't believe what the only female emperor in Chinese history did with her own male harem. See you in the next one.